What did you learn while you were serving on that
Oh,
mission?
Heidi, I learned so much. I don't think there's a, you know, this is interesting. That was over 50 years ago that I left for Germany, January of 1961. I don't think there's a day that goes by that I don't have some thought connected to my mission. It was transformative. We had no MTCs in those days, no language training whatsoever. And so with a foreign-speaking mission, we went 2.5 years, which was the case with me. And so that was interesting. I'd had a little high school German 1 year and then 1 year in college. So I understood some grammar and so forth, but I got there and couldn't understand a word.
Ooh.
I thought I was in Albania.
Ooh.
But that said, I grew to love the German people, and I grew to love the gospel, and I really learned where I was with my testimony very, very quickly. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't where it needed to be. I learned that very quickly. Mm. And so I had to go to work on that. And that was a process that took a few months, and that I'll never forget. But just the experience of being on your own, I don't think I ever heard my mother's voice in 2.5 years. I tried to call, we were allowed to call on Mother's Day and Christmas, but never got a connection through. So in 2.5 years, I never heard her voice. My father, along with President Moyle, came through our mission after I'd been out about a year. They came through all of the European missions. So I saw Dad and spent the night with him in his hotel room and so forth. But Mother I didn't connect with at all, other than letters. Of course, no email in those days at all. And so I felt very, very far away. When you're in a foreign culture, no telephone connection, no emails, of course, letter writing once a week, you just feel like you're in a different world. And I loved my mission. I remember after 2 years getting on my bicycle and riding down the street and thinking, oh, only 6 months to go. I wish this could last longer. I just loved it. We were there at a time, 1961 wasn't that long after the end of the Second World War. Only a few years, relatively speaking. So they were still in rebuild mode, the German economy. And you'd still see a lot of evidence of the war. Men everywhere with amputees and so forth, and with scars on their faces from shrapnel wounds. And the older people you met, anyone over 50 years old or 45 or even 35, when they learned we were Americans, the first thing they wanted to do was tell of their experience, you know, in the war. And that gave me a great appreciation for that conflict as well and for their side of it. And by the way, those people very quickly after the war came to realize that they'd been saved from a very evil thing and were great fans of America. I think that in those days, there wasn't a German I met that wasn't a huge fan. You were almost a celebrity as an American there. Not so today, but very, very grateful for what we had done for them. The branches were strong, the members were strong, the work was hard, but we were relatively successful. We had 5 missions in Germany then. We have 2 today. And those missions in terms of baptisms were much more productive then than they are today. Why? A lot of reasons for that, I'm sure, but great, great experience. Great companions. I had some that were greater than others. Every missionary can relate to that. But I love the German people as a result, and I really came to know the gospel and where I was with my testimony.